In this video, we're going to go over the Cronk book, SPSS Chapter 3, on how to do the actual computer portion of it. Okay, please turn to page number 20. I'm going to show you how to access that sample data set. So you go to your Start menu, click Start, and notice it says Search Programs and Files. That's where you're going to do the C://. Okay, // Program Files, /IBM, SPSS, /Statistics, they have a number 20 in the book, but I'm using 23 for this class, so I'm going to put 23 in there, because that's the version I'm using for this. And then /samples, oop, no capital that. /English, that's the language I want. /car. If you wonder where the underscore is, it's shift and the hyphen. On my keyboard, that's to the right of the 0, which is on the keyboard, the actual typing part with the letters. So _sales and .save. Remember before, the SAV is a data file in SPSS, where the SPV is the output, like the results, your output part. Enter. There we go. There's the data we want to practice this, okay? The first one, we go to Analyze and Frequencies. Analyze, Descriptive, and Frequencies. So Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequencies. And the first one is Manufacturer. We move that over. And notice this is checked. If not, check it. Display frequency tables. And then all you do is click OK. For the first one, this is on page 20. Notice this is the same as what you have in your textbook. Valid, that there's 157 participants, 0 missing. And notice for the Acura, 4 participants had the Acura. That was at the 2.5%. And the cumulative percent happens to be also 2.5 on that one. Okay? So we can go straight from here if we want to the next one. Analyze. And for the next one, we're also going to do frequencies, descriptive statistics, frequencies. But we're going to do something a little different. So let's get manufacturer over there. We're going to price in thousands in over here. And what we want is statistics. And we want quartiles. And we want to add an extra one. They want to know what happens at the 80th percentile. What number that is. So we click Add. Add. There it goes. We want mean. We also want to click mean. Median. Notice there's also a mode on here. Okay, so we want to click those. And then we click continue. Let me double check to make sure that took, because I got an error message. Yes, everything's on there. Percentiles, 80th quartiles, mean, median. Continue. And then we click OK. Okay, look at that. We're going to go over to page number 22, the upper right portion of the page. Notice how to read this. We have 155 participants, 2 missing. We have the mean, 27.39075, which the missing one, maybe they didn't answer their sheets, you know, their information on it. Median score is, the median amount is 22.79900, and the one that occurs at the 20th percentile, 17.89000, 50th percentile, 22.7900, 75th percentile, 31.96500, and notice the one where we put in special, the 80th percentile, that's 36.21020. And down here when we look at the table, price in thousands, we have, there was one that was $9,235. Okay, so notice underneath this in your textbook on page 22, we have something called practice exercise. You want to do those for your assignments. And for this particular one, it says using practice data set 1 in Appendix A, create a frequency distribution table for the mathematics skills scores. Determine the mathematics skills score at which the 60th percentile lies. So here we wanted to know the 80th percentile, there you'll want to know the 60th. Okay? Now we're going to minimize this stuff, go on to the next table. The next one is data we used before, and it's saying it's the filtered one. So that would be this one here. It has a filter column. So let's work through this one. What this is we're going, look at bottom of 22, we're doing descriptive statistics to crosstabs. That's from the analyze. Analyze, descriptive statistics, crosstabs. I'm going to reset this because I was already working on this earlier. Let's see, reset it. We want training on the first one. And then we want work for the bottom one. Notice on ours we have on the variable we put do work. So then it has work here for the actual column name. So we want to put the work one over there. Okay. And what else does it want us to do here? It wants to ask some other stuff like observed and all. So we want to go here to cells and make sure that the observed is clicked. I clicked that earlier. And then we want to make sure that we have row, column, and total. And does it have also round cell counts? Yes, it has that in the book. So click continue and then OK. Okay, the data set went away a little. Let's do it again. Let's see where that went. Just do it a second time. Oops. The crosstab ones, to close out of that. Crosstabs, there it is. There's the stuff we did. Let's make sure the other was still saved. Yes. Now click OK. See, sometimes it kind of goes away and you go back into it. You have training. You have no. They did not receive training, and they did receive training. Okay. And the count. Notice that's the same. It's 2 and 2 because it's the filtered one. Okay. So basically, when it's a filtered one, there was one person that did not receive training. And within that, what percent didn't work? 50%. See, there was just 2 people. And one received training, one different. So that is for 23. Now let's go on to page 24. 24, when you look at page 25, it appears that they're using the filter data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it through with that and show you. Okay? So you can see, so when you do something, if it doesn't look quite right. Okay, we're going to go to descriptive statistics and descriptive. And descriptive's right there. Okay, let me just reset this. We're going to put the grade over there. And then we're going to go to the options and make sure all of them are checked that we want. Mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, yes. Notice there's also a range on there, so there's some other stuff. There's variable list, correct. And we click OK. The continue. And then OK. I did this so you could see this. Notice when you turn to page number 26. So you don't think you did it wrong. On page 26, notice it has an N of 4. We have an N of 2. So it's not the same, but our minimum score is the same as far as 73%. Our maximum at 80. Our minimum at 73 is the same. Our maximum is not the same. Ours is 83, theirs is 85, and the mean, ours is different because notice we only have an N of 2. So I'm thinking that they actually didn't use the filtered data. So let's do it without the filtered data. Okay, you would do screenshots of with your answers for the practice exercises, okay? But let's go out of this and let's go with the unfiltered data and see what happens. I have the unfiltered right here. Okay, that's the unfiltered data. Okay, we're going to go to this. We're going to go to Analyze. We're going to do the same thing we just did and see if we come up with the same number, okay? Descriptives and descriptives, right? And we have the grade, and let's make sure we have the options still checked. Mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, yes. Variable list, yes. Continue. Then click OK. Oh, look at that. That's the same as the what's listed on page 26. And you can kind of what gave it away is the N. Because the N for the non-filtered was 4. That's the amount of participants, where the N over here for the was different, 4 versus 2. So that helped us with that. Well, let's just stay on this one for now, okay? Let's analyze from here for the next one, see what happens. See if that's also an unfiltered one. Even though it has day 1 equals filter, let's see. We're going to go to the means. Means. And what we want to put in here is, notice our dependent list. That's the grade. That goes over there. Remember when we added into ours, we put, are you a morning person, are you not a morning person? Notice when I hover over it, it did show the word morning here. So the variable, we called it, are you morning? So we want to put morning over. For the, for the independent. Okay? And then we're going to go to the options. And I already have them over here, mean number of cases and standard deviation, but if they weren't, let's just put it back to the left. If it's not there, you just click on it and move it over, okay? So make sure that's the same. And we're not doing an over table, we're not doing that stuff yet. So we're going to click continue. And then we click OK. Okay? And notice, this is the same as in your book, 4, on the bottom page 27, and you have the number of participants are 4, and you have 100 and 0 and 0. It's the same numbers as what's in your book, okay? And then when you switch to tape, you flip the page to page 28. This is the same as the report part also. And what does this say? Are you a morning person? Are you a morning? And for the people that are no, they stated they weren't a morning person. Their mean scores were 82.50000. And for the individuals that said, yes, they are a morning person, their mean score was 78.0000. And the N is 2. Okay? So now let's go to the last one. But I noticed I have a little typo here. It's yay instead of no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust that. But you want to take screenshots on this, okay? So you want to save it. And I want to get rid of that. Because that's what we're going to do next. Let's go to variable view. Okay? And this is what I was talking about. Do you work? Are you a morning person? Well, I had a typo there, right? So if you notice you have that, just go back in and fix it. Click there. That brings it up here. Yay. Yay to yes. There, that's much better. Change. And okay. So let's go back to the data view. And there's something I didn't show you before, which you probably figured out from a prior chapter. Notice this has a 1 and an A. That switches your data view from the numbers to the letters, the words, if you want to see what it is. Okay, double check you entered it correct, or, you know, you have morning person, let's say Tuesday, Thursday, time of class, afternoon, morning person, no. Okay, so let's go back to the number part. And then we're going to go to our next one. Notice that also has a total number of participants being 4, so we're going to stay on this one. Okay? We're going to say exactly where we are when we do the next one. So we're going to go back into Analyze. And that again, if you want, you can look back to the prior page. We were at the means. So you go back to the means. Because we're going to do something more. We want to compare two things. We want to compare, did they have training and were they a morning person? So notice already here we have morning. So we want to click this little next button. Because we want to add we want to look at two independent variables. So click next. And the other thing we want to compare is training. Notice on page 28. So we're going to click training. And we're going to add that to the independent list, okay? So then, even though we're just in this, I just want to double check. Yes, we still have mean, number of cases, standard deviation. Still click, so that's good. We're going to click OK. Okay? And notice what this has here. That's like in your textbook, your report. As far as no, those who say they're not a morning person and had no training, their mean score was 80.0000, and that was one individual. Of the participant that answered they're not a morning person, but they did attend training, they had an 85.000 was their mean. Well, yeah, there's just one person. Notice that, one participant. So yes, that's it's just one score. So that's how you read that. You know, you're a morning person, yes, and did you attend training? No, and the mean score is 73.000, but again, it was just one participant. And are you a morning person? Yes. Did you attend training? Yes. And then the mean there is 83.000 with one participant. But notice down here it does have a total. And what it's doing is averaging the two scores together, the no and the yes one here. And you get the mean of those two scores. Okay, and then there's the standard deviation. So that's that part. And again, notice all of your practice exercises. Because see, there's another one there on page 29. Okay, and we have one more to work with, and that's on page 30. And I notice they have no lines across some of them, so it looks like we still have an N of 4. But actually, that one is for you to do your z-score to work through. But they're doing a z-score using the data set in Appendix B. So guess what? I'm going to do a z-score right here with you. Analyze. And then we go to descriptives. Whoops. Descriptives and descriptives. Okay. Okay, it has grade in there. That's good. And notice it has this clicked save standardized values as variables. That you want to have an X on, okay? So we're going to click OK. And for this one, we're going to want to see the data view, because that's where you're going to see what they have, okay? Let's go to that. Let's, instead of closing it, let's just minimize this. Notice there's your Z grade. Okay? It's the Z grade. Now mine doesn't show the filter because this one is actually for all 4 participants, and I didn't want the filter to affect our output, because remember on our version of SPSS, the 23, it did affect it. It changed the numbers in it on our analyses and stuff. So this is the same, and that's how I did a z-score with this data. That's how we did that together. So for the practice, you want to use the data set 2 in Appendix B and determine the z-score that corresponds to the each employee's salary, where here we compared it to the grade. So for that one, you're doing the salary, and determine the mean z-score of salaries of male employees and female employees. Okay? For salaries and of total sample. And the mean, that would have been on your output. So when you look at your output, okay, you want to look at that. So that's pretty much, that's chapter 3.